What is up, guys? Kevin Cage back with another XRP update. Quick video for you today, and links will be in the top of this video description. So, I know in the weeks ahead we are awaiting either a response from Ripple or the SEC regarding all of the allegations. I would love to see the SEC's commentary or response in terms of classification for Ethereum and early onset, sales, things of this nature, because this is not just affecting XRP. This clarity will affect the entire crypto space. As I always say, once we have the rules of the road of what you can and cannot do, we can finally fly once and for all. Understand, most of these countries, the United Kingdom with the FCA, already said XRP, not a security. We have Japan, the FSA, not a security. Same thing with Singapore, Switzerland, and a few other G20 nations across the board. So all of these countries already have clarity for XRP. Now, it'd be quite strange if the United States went outside of that and on a going forward basis decided XRP is officially a security. I personally do not see that happening. This is not financial advice, and anything is possible in this market. So the US, in my opinion, may as well follow Singapore, Japan, the UK, Switzerland, a lot of these countries that are not waiting for innovation to happen. They're actually building and making it happen right now. Same thing for Dubai, where Ripple's new regional headquarters is. I think that's a strategic move. We have offices in Brazil, which is a central part of the on-demand liquidity strategy. There's just a lot going on. And as I was tweeting earlier, the SEC clearly forgot that they were serving the people, us, retail investors, and supposed to be protecting us long ago. This is clearly about something else. As always, a game of chess, whether it's power, politics, money, ego, control, all of the above for that matter. I know that's obvious. I just want to, again, remind anybody that is brand new to this marketplace and wondering what may be happening. I personally, full disclosure, this is a disclaimer, even though there may be zero doubt in my mind and I'm willing to risk what I've invested in XRP from the past few years, I still believe that Ripple, the company, could very well win the case, or at the very least, XRP is finally set free after all of this is said and done. Keep in mind, I also just want to emphasize, Ripple, 80 to 90% of all Ripple volume, 80 to 90% of all the customers are outside of the United States. So if XRP were to be deemed a security in the US, yes, that would suck for on-demand liquidity in terms of the US dollar corridor, but overall, these other countries want to get out of the stronghold of Belgium-based SWIFT, which is largely controlled by the United States. So I don't think that it will make XRP fail by any means, and I understand that US's clarity, you could argue it would affect the entire world, but I do not think that XRP will be waiting that long. We understand that this ledger, since its inception, is becoming more and more decentralized. Anyways, I saw Val5 Links as well just tweeting another Cointelegraph article, and we already get the gist, and we've been repeating this for years and years and years. Central bank digital currencies will only ever operate in these local sandboxes. They're domestic. It's a little walled garden, and unless there's some type of interoperable or interoperability protocol, like Chris Larson often says, with potentially a decentralized distributed ledger and a digital asset or medium of exchange, enter XRP. It is crucial that we have to bridge these gaps and enable all of these markets and ledgers, whether it's mobile banking, brick and mortar ledgers, corporate ledgers, things of that, nature. They have to be able to be bridged between these various central bank digital currency initiatives with existing payment systems as well as other digital currencies in this new financial market. Everything's being tokenized. You understand the benefits. I just showed that video of the new Amazon CEO when he was at AWS launching, the Quantum Ledger database years ago, and talking about integrations with the two most popular frameworks, Hyperledger Fabric and Ethereum. Ripple, the company, joined the Hyperledger Consortium years ago. So in my opinion, all the world's a stage. I have zero doubt in this ecosystem. I am not selling my XRP. So we talked about UK, talked about Japan, talked about Switzerland, Singapore, etc. All great nations. Now right here, 𝙒𝙠𝙀, guys, definite follow in the XRP community, _Anderson. So how many remember the patent that Bob Way was talking about? For any newcomers, Bob Way was one of the, I believe, first 3 to 5 employees at Ripple years ago. He was actually active with the community, doing interviews with people like Alex Cobb, Brad Kimes, answering a lot of great questions for the community. And keep in mind, this is all right here in source xrpchat.com. Great guy. He recently kind of disappeared, I think maybe a year ago. But overall, I valued his opinion because I think he was absolutely in the know. I understand there may be some NDAs involved, non-disclosure agreements, and I don't want to over-speculate, but I think that 𝙒𝙠𝙀 on Twitter always does a healthy dose of intelligent speculation in a speculative asset class. Right here. Nobody has enough Bitcoin to force, subsidize, or incentivize Bitcoin into that position. My same logic holds for all crypto or currently popular crypto. However, he goes on to say, I believe it is actually possible to force XRP into the position of a de facto bridge currency, and that is what the patent is about. Now, I encourage you guys to go read this. Crazy statements. I'm just sharing statements from previous Ripple employees. Next up, another follow in this ecosystem, guys, Roth IRA. He always just posts great information, keeps it level-headed. If you do not like the over speculation and hype, follow this gentleman as well. I love both these pages, and just so what we know with MoneyTap, more so a domestic solution as well. We have a lot of central banks that joined. We have 38 regional banks as well. All good and great. We know that SBI is still pushing the development and essentially the adoption of XRP in the future. You've heard it from, Mr. 𝙏𝙬𝙡𝙀 himself, so it's not just me being, a stupid speculator. Right here, Ripple invested in MoneyTap, and SBI says it's to strengthen technical cooperation and advance remittances. Remittances need help now. It is a current issue, so they're not going to be waiting that much longer. Here's the burning question of Roth IRA right here. What are they doing that would require more technical help and advance remittances? Remember, through MoneyTap, the entire Japanese bank consortium could have access to international remittances on a Ripple-based platform. So yes, MoneyTap, X current, it has nothing to do with settlements yet, just getting that, clearing, reconciliation, good messaging, bidirectional, all that good stuff. But keep in mind, settlement is still going to be an issue, and it is the underlying or the foundation of the payment stack. And I absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, believe that digital assets will perform this function. And I obviously believe that XRP is one of the most obvious and best positioned digital assets to do this for Japan internationally throughout Southeast Asia, specifically all the corridors that we're seeing growing with Thailand, with Singapore, with even, Indonesia. All of these nations are working on it, and now I'm seeing a lot more stuff with Vietnam as well, with MoneyGram and a few other, Visa Direct connections. So we're going to be watching this. All I'm saying is expect the unexpected, and we're going to stay up to date with this. Right here, would it connect to the planned global exchanges in Osaka? Need more info, but exciting, and seems to transcend SBI Remit alone. Interesting. And remember, SBI Remit is just merely a subsidiary. Another great guy to listen to. Why am I forgetting his name now? Adam... is his last name. Great interviews. He's did a phenomenal interview with Thinking Crypto, Tony from Thinking Crypto. Go check that out and just type in BRD, Adam. Why am I forgetting his name? I follow him on Twitter. Nonetheless, right here, we've seen across the board, guys, $6 billion stablecoin USDC of course, Circle and Center. They land on the Stellar blockchain. Integrations across the board. Same thing with Algorand. Same thing for, Solana as well, and that has been pumping like crazy. Right here, I saw Val5Links share this article as well. This is just on the Block Crypto. Ukraine considers building a Bitcoin mining center based on nuclear power. Right here. So their Ministry of Energy is considering building a Bitcoin mining center to utilize the country's nuclear power. Yikes. The center could reportedly be as big as 2 to 3 gigawatts. Is this going in line with any type of sustainable development goals that we're seeing from the World Economic Forum in other nations? If Bitcoin can be a store of value, that's awesome. I'm rooting for it. I just do not like the power consumption by any means. In order to solve the payments problem, I think XRP is years ahead of any competition. I think it's in a great spot. And before you talk about, another asset that I hold and love, and I was buying it as soon as it was available, HBAR. Yes, technically speaking, hashgraph technology is just next level. We know that the Department of Defense is actually building, or at least looking to build smart grids and smart cities on it, per the finding of King Solomon XRP Owl on Twitter. Phenomenal. And people at Hedera didn't even know that they were doing that, which is so cool. And again, the benefits of open source technology. But why am I so bullish on the company Ripple, the use case and demand for XRP? Well, because we've been going 8 years strong. We are the first consensus mechanism to go outside of proof of work. We have hundreds, if not thousands of partners, as I've already shown you, indirectly speaking, with some of the biggest technology providers in the world, focusing on RTP initiatives. To completely dismiss XRP being one of the top 3, top 5, or number 1 settlement mechanisms in the years ahead is a very, very foolish thing to do. All right? Next, ErisX Exchange asks the CFTC to approve sports bet futures as risk hedging tools. All right, so be sure to stick around to the end because I'm going to show you something really cool. But nonetheless, guys, we know sports betting. There's been other digital assets that have tried and even failed going after this use case. Of course, futures, derivatives. This is going to keep going. I know we're familiar with ErisX. Just wanted to point that out. Remember, this is put out by CoinDesk, and we also know that Grayscale, subsidiary of Digital Currency Group, just like CoinDesk, did do one of the first crypto or Bitcoin Super Bowl commercials for their big investment trust. And I think that was, oh my gosh, was that in 2019? I cannot believe how, fast time has flown. All right, now the good stuff, the meat and potatoes of this video, and we'll call it a day. Right here, some old Ripple gold. So keep in mind, this is going to be linked in the top of this video description. This is the cost-cutting case for banks. Yes, Kevin, I'm going over old stuff because this is very important to know. This is from 2016. And I know there's going to be some YouTube police that get mad that I'm talking about old stuff and dot connecting, but it's important to understand what has happened in the past. I understand strategies can pivot and change completely, a 360, but I want to show you some of the information that we have. The ROI of using Ripple and XRP for global interbank settlements. This will be linked at the top of the video description. This is 14 pages, a really short, easy read, and I think it really would. When I was first getting into XRP, it really helped me just understand it better. It gave me a good foundation. Some of the jargon, the words. If you're crypto-based and you're Ethereum pro, that's awesome, but the correspondent banking network's a little different. So it's very interesting to know. Now, something that I absolutely love is this XRP pool. By consolidating liquidity, as we know, guys, there are trillions of dollars sitting in float as what I call just-in-case money to lubricate the system. XRP is the financial oil, the financial lubricant to make sure that all these gears can, turn and flow appropriately. Right here. By consolidating liquidity to service international payments, remember, $155 trillion are sent across borders globally from many disjointed, I would say even fragmented, international Nostro accounts, his and her accounts, into one XRP pool in the center. Respondent banks allocate less total liquidity, so now we don't need as much, and I'm curious on the actual fraction. So instead of holding, say, 10 trillion, for example, can you reduce that to 1 trillion? That would be absolutely phenomenal, and Jevons paradox would also take place. And another benefit, so we have some of these countries. For example, the United States to the Brazilian real. When you have XRP right here, you no longer need to go from, maybe the real to the Japanese yen, then go to the US dollar, things of that nature. No, that wouldn't make no sense because you're paying all these little spreads between each one and you're paying fees every time you convert the asset. When you have XRP, per what David Schwartz has said many times, even on Twitter, if you have XRP, you don't have to go real convert to XRP, XRP convert to US dollar. You can just have here and you go convert to said currency. Whether it's, German's currency, whether it's Japanese yen, the real, it doesn't matter. And it just goes convert right into US dollar. That is half a spread. Do you know how much money they'd be potentially saving? And then as XRP gets more liquid, these spreads are going to get tighter and tighter and tighter and more efficient, meaning Western Union, any other competitor would have no choice but to choose XRP as that medium of exchange when sending international payments. Now, I'm not going to say it's every single corridor like the US dollar euro, one of the most liquid corridors in the world, but it very well could be someday. And for those of you that say XRP does not have a domestic use case, well, I'm not going to get hypey with domestic use cases, but you've heard David Schwartz talk about said benefits as well. So I absolutely think that it's possible that XRP could actually go from international payments to domestic to lending to essentially expand to way more verticals and become the Amazon of payments, just like many people have predicted. All right, so really quick, let me see if I missed anything from Anders L. Just kind of sharing this, and this is just mind-blowing stuff here, guys. We're talking about hundreds of trillions of dollars and how inefficient and rigged the current system is. Right here, and he underlines it, and this is on that document that I shared. Collateral usage has been on the rise. Yeah, and this absolutely applies to now in 2021. Trillions of dollars are trapped in collateral accounts to support repo and reverse repo transactions, offset counterparty risk, which is a huge issue, in the derivatives market. Derivatives market, remember, deriving its value from another underlying asset, such as, securities, equities, futures, swaps, options, you name it. This asset market is approximately on an average of $700 trillion. And yes, some of that is trapped capital that cannot interoperate with the ecosystem. So we have NASDAQ teaming up with R3, the Wall Street boys getting involved. What is really going on? Do you really think that this ecosystem is not going to be digital? We just saw the fraud with GameStop. Distributed ledger technology is not going to solve every problem, but it's going to be integrated with the system to prevent fraud and keep people accountable. And I don't want to get my hopes up. I think the wealthy people will still control the world, unfortunately, but I do hope it levels the playing field to some degree. Okay? Because you have to understand, well, who's going to control these nodes? And if we're using unique node list, things of that nature, you wonder. Anyways, offset counterparty risk and minimize credit risk in payment and settlement systems. 100 trillion plus market for non-cleared interest rates, 5 trillion in collateral was required to offset that over-the-counter counterparty risk. Cleared derivatives rose to 455 billion. That's insane. Now, right here, consolidating collateral accounts is just another example needed to participate in different markets into single XRP positions. Dream scenario that can provide 1 point of interchange. Every other financial instrument and move between systems, blah, 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 blah. And just go listen, because I know 𝙗𝙘𝙘 is a pro. He's, read religiously probably all the XRP chats and Bob Way's commentary. And call me silly or a conspiracy theorist. I believe that, XRP will do just fine without conspiracies as well. I hold a portion for life. Whether it's $10,000 or, $100, I think we're all going to be in a great position. All right, so and keep in mind, as it gets more valuable, it becomes more liquid, it just doesn't stop. So I think a lot of people may potentially sell too early if XRP is overall successful, and that may go with a lot of digital assets, but just sharing. So correspondent bank, respondent bank, Nostro Vostro accounts, consolidating into one pool. Now, we haven't really heard much about XRP pool. Maybe the whole strategy changed. Maybe this is redundant. Maybe this is not even important anymore whatsoever, because we know that Ripple's strategy has changed over the years as they're doing proof of concepts with banks. But I just wanted to point you towards this. I still think this is a great resource for you guys to read through if you just got into XRP maybe in the last 6 months or so. So I know a lot of people show this, but this is very interesting to know. I know I did a video in 2018 going through all of this as well. All right, let me see if 𝙗𝙘𝙘 had anything else I wanted to share. Nope. So overall, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. If you can give me a like, it would greatly be appreciated. Be sure to hit the bell icon, and I will catch you in the next video.